Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. On Tuesday, Manchester United got thrashed by Liverpool 4-0. On this video, I'm going to be giving you my player ratings. So I'll start with David De Gea. He's going to get a 4 out of 10. De Gea didn't have a save to make in the game. 4 goals went past him. He could have done better with Liverpool's last goal. Moving on to Victor Lindelof. He's going to get a 3 out of 10. I thought he was very poor. Defensively, all over the place. Victor Lindelof, though, has enjoyed quite a lot of good games this season. He's been far superior to Harry Maguire this season. Lindelof, Man United won't sell him this summer, but do you think he could leave next year? Lindelof has been at Manchester United for over 4 years. Manchester United got him from Benfica back in 2017 for 31 million. Lindelof is under contract with the club until 2024. Moving on to Phil Jones, he's going to get a 3 out of 10. He was poor. It was Jones's second Premier League appearance for 2 years. If you do remember rightly, Jones played in the 1-0 defeat to Wolves at Old Trafford earlier on this season. Jones, do you think he'll leave Manchester United this summer? His contract expires next year. This season has been his 11th season at Man United. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. Been a long-serving player at the club. Moving on to Harry Maguire. 2 out of 10. Very poor. And he was caught out for Liverpool's first goal. Manchester United need to sell Maguire this summer. Not good enough to represent the club. As you all know, Maguire has received a bomb threat at his home. Police are investigating it. Man United overpaid for Maguire. We paid £80 million for him. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club. I don't know how he's still United captain. You know, throughout the course of this season, a lot of United fans have been demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. Moving on to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's going to get a 2 out of 10. Horrible display by him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think, was at right wing back. Well, he started at right wing back. Bissaka is not our first choice right back under Rangnick. You know, Dalor's appeared to be our first choice right back under Rangnick. Bissaka could leave Man United this summer. He's not good enough. You know, defensively he's alright, but the attacking side of his game is not good enough, and his positioning is quite poor. This season has been his third full season at Man United. Man United got Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019 for around 50 million. Moving on to Diego Dalor. He's going to get a 3 out of 10. I thought he was poor. Started on the left hand side and then I think he switched to the right. Dalor, he's had his good games though under Rangnick. Could Dalor leave Man United this summer? Being subjected to a lot of transfer speculation before. Last season had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, gained some experience. We brought Dalot in under Jose Mourinho. Man United got him from Porto. Man United paid around 19 million. Dalot's contract at Man United expires next year. Moving on to Paul Pogba. He's going to get a 0 out of 10. Pogba went off injured in the game. Obviously had to be replaced by Jesse Lingard. There's a very good chance that Paul Pogba will be leaving Manchester United this summer. He's out of contract this summer. Well, it recently said that it's increasingly likely that Pogba will leave Man United this summer. Pogba's representatives have spoken with Real Madrid and Juventus. PSG have been heavily linked with Pogba. Earlier on this season it said PSG made an offer to Paul Pogba. And Pogba opened talks with PSG. He's had a long running transfer saga. So yeah, Pogba's out of injury again. I think it's his calf. Earlier on this season he was out of injury for a while. He's injury prone, Pogba, because he's endured a lot of injuries since he re-signed. Don't forget Pogba's Man United's most expensive signing. Man United paid £89 million for him, and this season's been his 6th season at the club since he re-signed. Moving on to Nemanja Matic. He's going to get a 2 out of 10. He was poor. Lost the battle in midfield. Matic, you know the news on him anyway. Not so long ago, Matic announced he will be leaving Manchester United this summer, despite having 12 months on his contract. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he's still being given his opportunities. He's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got at the moment. Matic has been at the club for over 4 years. He's made over 100 appearances in the Premier League for Man United. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Moving on to Bruno Fernandez. He's going to get a 4 out of 10. He was poor. Fernandez has not been the same player since Cristiano Ronaldo re-signed. Last season, Bruno Fernandez was far superior to how he has been this season. The other week, Fernandez signed a new contract with Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. Fernandez now receives around £240,000 a week. His wages doubled when he signed the contract. Fernandez has been a United player for over 2 years. Man United got Bruno Fernandez from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. By the way, Fernandez did receive a yellow card in the game against Liverpool on Tuesday. He was a passenger, wasn't he, in the game? Anthony Elanga, he's going to get a 2 out of 10. You know, he was anonymous. It's a shame, really, because I highly rate Anthony Elanga. I think he's very good. He's done well in a lot of games in Man United's first team. Elanga has been part of the club for a long time. You know, he came up our academy. He joined Man United's academy at the age of 12. He's now, 19, 20, so still young, and he's got a contract with Man United until 2026 as an option of a further year. Don't forget, earlier on this season, Elanga got racially abused on social media because he missed a decisive penalty against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. I totally disagreed with him getting racially abused. And Marcus Rashford, he's going to get a 3 out of 10. I think he did have a first half chance, but apart from that, anonymous. You know, Rashford is a good player overall. But like I've said time and time again, he's not been the same player since he had that problem with his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem, and earlier on this season, Rashford had a minor leg injury. Rashford, do you think he could leave Man United this summer? His contract expires next year. Rashford's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation, especially throughout the course of this season. The other week, though, it said Man United want Marcus Rashford to stay at the club despite his wretched run of form. Earlier on this season, Rashford told his friends he wants to quit Man United, and Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Marcus Rashford was considering his future with Man United because of his lack of playing time. You know, Rashford, can play in different positions. You know, you can put him on the left wing, you can put him on the right wing, you can play him up top. I think you get the best out of Rashford when he plays on that left-hand side, but against Liverpool he was playing centrally. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016. So he's been in our senior squad for a good 5.5, 6 years. We brought substitutions on in the game against Liverpool on Tuesday. Like I said, Lingard came on because Pogba went off injured. I'll give Lingard a 3 out of 10. Jadon Sancho came on. I'll give Sancho a 6 out of 10. I thought he was actually impressive when he came on. Sancho registered Man United's first shot on target. It took till the 60th minute for Man United to have the first shot. And Sancho as well, made some good runs and he got in some good positions. I think Sancho's had his good games at United, but he's still done nowhere near as well as a lot of United fans expected of him. And we saw Hannibal Mejbri come on. I'll give him a 4 out of 10. So there you go. So that is your player ratings for Manchester United's 4-0 thrashing of Liverpool. Liverpool have beaten Manchester United 9-0 on aggregate this season. Because Liverpool won 4-0 on Tuesday at Anfield, and Liverpool won at Old Trafford earlier on this season 5-0. In that game, Liverpool were 4-0 up at half-time. On Tuesday, Liverpool's goals came from Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah got a brace. Salah, by the way, also got an assist in the game. Luis Diaz scored for Liverpool. He scored the first goal. Luis Diaz also got an assist. And Sadio Mane scored for Liverpool. So there were the goals. And Diego Jota came on and got an assist. Don't forget, prior to the game, there was a 7-minute applause for Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, prior to the game, it did say Ronaldo wouldn't be playing because Ronaldo announced the death of his baby son. You know, Man United were missing a few players on Tuesday, but even if we'd have had them players fit, I reckon we'd have still lost. So obviously there was no Ronaldo, there was no Varane because he's still injured. There was no Fred, he's still injured. There was no Cavani, he's still out. And there was no Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's injured. It looks like Luke Shaw is going to be out for the season. But yeah, it was an unacceptable performance against Liverpool on Tuesday. Man United have not beaten Liverpool at Anfield since 2016. You know, Man United have not beaten Liverpool in the league since 2018. Liverpool could win the quadruple this season. You know, if they do win the quadruple, they will be the first ever team to do it because no team has won the quadruple before. So obviously Liverpool are in the FA Cup final. They will be playing Chelsea. They're in the Champions League semi-final. They're in the Premier League title race. Obviously City are now back top because City recently beat Brighton 3-0. And Liverpool have already won the Carabao Cup this season. Liverpool, without a doubt, are one of the best teams in the world, if not the best, at this moment in time. They've got a very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp is the best manager Liverpool have had in this generation. Jurgen Klopp has won 5 trophies as the Liverpool manager so far. He's won the Carabao Cup, he's won the Premier League, the Super Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup and the Champions League. Liverpool have won 6 Champions Leagues. They've won the most Champions Leagues out of the English clubs. Jurgen Klopp got appointed in as a Liverpool manager back in 2015, so he's been a Liverpool manager for over 6 years now. He's under contract with Liverpool until 2024. I can assure he'll see out his contract with Liverpool, and when he eventually leaves Liverpool, he'll go back to Germany. Before Liverpool, Klopp managed Borussia Dortmund. He won quite a few trophies with them, and before Dortmund, he managed Mainz 05. Before Klopp, you know, Liverpool had Brendan Rodgers. Liverpool enjoyed one good season under him. A while ago they had Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson is probably the worst manager Liverpool have ever had, so Liverpool ended up sacking him. At one point they had Kenny Dalglish. Kenny Dalglish did alright at times when he was a Liverpool manager, but I thought, from my perspective, Dalglish was a far superior player than a manager. A lot of years ago, Liverpool had Rafa Benitez. He was good, you know. Rafa Benitez won the Champions League when he was Liverpool manager. Benitez, as you all know, got sacked from Everton earlier on this season. And a lot of years ago, Liverpool had Gerard Houllier. He was a good manager. He passed away, was it last year? And years ago, Liverpool had Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley. So there you go. So, you know, the vast majority of the managers Liverpool have had have been good. I'd probably say the bad manager they've had is Roy Hodgson. That's it. Let me put into the equation that Liverpool Football Club have lost players. They loaned Nathaniel Phillips out. Last year, was it, they lost Wijnaldum. He went to PSG on a free from Liverpool. They lost Shaqiri. They lost Brewster. A few years ago, they let like Klein go, Lovren, Adam Lallana. They let Sterling go, was it around 4 or 5 years ago now? Don't forget, quite a few years ago, they let Coutinho go. Coutinho went to Barcelona from Liverpool. But Liverpool did receive 142 million for him, and out of that money, Liverpool went and bought Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. That was good business by Liverpool. So there you go. And you know the news regarding Erik ten Hag. I gave you the news on him in my last video. It's official. Man United have appointed Erik ten Hag as the new manager. Erik ten Hag will replace Ralf Rangnick at the end of the season. Ten Hag has signed a 3-year contract with an option of a further year. Man United have agreed the compensation with Ajax. The compensation is below 2 million. Ten Hag will get a transfer budget of £200 million. Quite a few players that Ten Hag wants to bring in at Man United. He's going to get rid of a lot of players as well. I'm hearing up to 12 players will be leaving Man United this summer. As you all know, Michel van der Gag is set to join Erik ten Hag at Man United. Michel van der Gag is Erik ten Hag's assistant. There's talks of Steve McLaren becoming Erik ten Hag's number 2, and Ten Hag said he wants to bring Robin van Persie back to Old Trafford as part of his backroom staff. You know, Ten Hag is Man United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. It's going to be good for him to come and experience the Premier League. You know, he's not yet managed in the Premier League, and Ten Hag, you know, he's done really well at Ajax. He's developed the young players well. He's won a couple of Eredivisie titles. He's won some Dutch Cups. Got them to the final this season, Ajax, but recently they lost the final to PSV 2-1. And back in 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. So there you go. Rangnick, you know, he's Man United's interim manager till the end of the season. He's been Man United's interim manager for around 4 months now. Rangnick said the Liverpool defeat was humiliating, and he said like Liverpool are 6 years ahead of Manchester United. So anyway guys, on my next video, I'll be giving you the preview for the Arsenal game. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.